So with our lovely Zeus, I know Mom had mentioned that she had been having some struggles also with nail time. So I brought in, he's like, let's just stand on it. So I brought in my scratch board. So I like to, in the beginning, if your pup has never seen a scratch board, is just let them check it out. Go do some sniffing on it. Maybe you could go ahead, toss a little snack away. They come and retarget it. Yes. And then go ahead and toss another little snack. So we're just doing some exposure to the novel item as not being spooky or overwhelming. Then what we're going to start to do is we might even do a little bit with his paws going on the target. So you can see that as of right now, if let's say there's a little bit of hesitation, also put it out in the open so we're not creating a little bit of a wall. Yes. So right now I'm just, again, offering some luring over the thing. If he felt luring over it was too spooky, remember you don't want to ruin, for example, your food or ruin a cue. So what I mean by that is you can poison them. So if let's say he felt this was really spooky and I was making him choose between feeling safe and following the food and getting it, then there'd be some conflict around that setup. So we want to make sure, like if let's say your puppy was terrified of tubby time, and that would be something we'd want to work on. But you, let's say, lure them over into the bathroom with a nice big chunk of hot dog or sausage. The next time you try to lure your dog or puppy to another situation, they're gonna be like, no thanks, you tricked me last time. So be careful that you're not by accident ruining your cue or your skill set, or also potentially poisoning your food. So if let's say we pair food with something that's way too overwhelming, way too scary, and then what you end up doing is now you're making the food the precursor to here comes the bad. So we don't want to do that because that's, again, a great way to ruin your motivational options for reinforcement and for, building confidence. So right now, Mr. Handsome's just targeting it like we did with our step up or pause up behavior on, let's say, the flipped upside down bowls. We have the rubber feed bowls, and they make some really nice options for your puppies to put their front end on. So again, I might send the snack away. The way I did this with my pup is I did end up taking typically like a clear kind of bowl, so my puppy could see the snacks in the bowl, and I started targeting it that way. If Mr. Handsome maybe is similar, we might try something of a similar concept. But of course, I brought the scratch board, but I didn't bring the little, see-through cup. So, but what we're going to start off with is just a couple little find its. I'm going to go ahead and this scratch board does have the option for you to, yes, nice job, to stand it up on its little easel on the back. But I sometimes like to hold it, and then technically, there we go, hold it like this. I did replace the sandpaper with this purple one. You can buy replacements at like Lowe's or another hardware store. But you'd want to go with something that's got some nice grit to it. And then get your puppy comfortable trying and targeting. So I like to go ahead and set my puppy up sort of in front. And then as he's practicing, I'm going to see if I can get him to put a paw onto the item. So sometimes what I like to do is keep the food, put it behind the item, and see if out of frustration, he might paw at the situation, which is the scratch board. If your puppy doesn't quite grasp the concept, don't worry if you have to try a couple different ways to get them to maybe feel comfortable giving this a try. I like to make sure that I'm also doing other little skills throughout it. So if my puppy's getting frustrated or a little bit unsure as to what I'm asking, I don't make the session into a situation where he has to do the only thing I was hoping, and then we lose him for interest and for comfort range. So right now, I'm going to try again for the handsome guy. I'm just going to plop it here. We're going to see if we can get, like, again, a little step up. Yes. And I just have my puppy practice putting toesies on. Oh my goodness, good job. And I feed him for that. Nice. And I'm going to send him away for another little snack. Ready? So I might do, again, the toes on the board. Yes. Nice. Smart boy. Yes. So feed him throughout, but then I like to, again, toss the food so we can try it again. So as he's doing some nice paws onto the board, nice, right there. Notice how the board is elevated and he put his little foot on it. That was very pretty. So I normally say scratch as my slogan for having my puppy paw at the scratch board. You can, again, come up with whatever slogan makes sense for you. So right here, he lifts up his foot kind of high. One of my other boys, Bill, he does the same thing. I have to do this sitting on the couch, and then I have to lift the scratch board all the way up here, and then he scratches up here high. Even though he's only a 60-pound dog, he prefers the scratch board up higher. My other boy, I can do it right on the floor, and he will do it from this level. So you're going to find that your puppy might have certain likes or dislikes. So we're going to, again, put the food behind the board. I'm going to see if I can try to get him to almost put that foot on there. Yes. So even though right now all he's doing is applying the foot to the target and he's not quite scratching yet, I still really love his progression and his attempts at the behavior. So remember, when you're first starting anything new, it may not look like the full behavior you were hoping for. So right now, again, I'm trying to hold it where people can see it a little bit better. Hopefully this is not a terrible angle. So anytime my puppy sometimes even approaches the scratch board and he's getting more interested, I'm going to, again, hold the food, see if we can get a little foot to maybe go on there. Ready? So ready? Step up. Yes, and feed for that. Good boy. So again, mark those little moments if you can remember. If you're too intimate and a little distracted, ready? Step up. Then that could be a moment where, for example, you can at least just feed, yes, for the attempt. He's like, lady, how about a smoocheroo? Thank you. We'll do another little find it. And you guys may even make your own scratch board. You can take an old, for example, I think I've seen some folks take a cutting board that has a handle at the top, or take a piece of wood and you just apply this lovely sandpaper. Ready? Pause up. He's like, oh, my brain melted slightly. He's like, well, you would like a lovely down. That's very pretty. So again, if he's a little bit unsure, I might go back and make it a simpler version again. So remember that sometimes you're going to be doing a little bit of shaping. Shaping can, again, be free shaping, but also what I'm doing is I'm technically just luring him and feeding for the almost there steps. So right now, again, just targeting the flat or almost flat target. Again, we're sending him away. And it took my pup a couple sessions to figure this out. So if we don't get it the very first time, we're going to work on it again on Thursday. Yes. So we'll have more practice with him working this lovely concept. So you'll see that I give him the option to go do find it, to take a little breather. When I'm doing this with my boys, I will feed either directly as they're doing the scratch in the beginning, but then as they scratch, I then go yes, and I throw the toss so they can go and grab it and then come back again for another moment. So again, we might do another little step up or pause up. Nice. Feed for the toesies that are on the target. He's like, that was a nice big crunchy one. He has to take his time for chewing. He's doing a very good job. Ready? So I'm going to go a little find it. Nice. So we'll see if, again, ready? Paws up. Yes. So right there, nice targeting of the paws up here. Eventually, again, this could turn into another slogan. Like, again, I use scratch. But again, ready? Step up. We'll see if we can try again. Ready? Step up. So close. So we did poke it a little bit with his little toes at the bottom. I will take anything that is resembling trying to go near the target and eventually also putting those toesies on. So ready? Step up. Yes. Nice. Feed for that. Good boy. So then again, we might do it again. Step up. He's like, oh, so hard. So I'll give him a little, yes, right there. Nice. Good job. So I'm going to send him away. Oh, got stuck in my hand. That extra saliva is really helpful for your snacks to get stuck onto. Ready? So I'm going to lure him over here. See if we can get another little moment where we might get him to scratch. So ready? And sometimes you can even put your, yes. So even if he paws at you a little bit or gets your arm, the main goal is I just want him to feel like attempting to lift his foot and eventually target this is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go again. He's like, oh, down. Oh, that's very pretty. So sometimes I might just feed him because he's doing a good job trying other skills. I don't want him to get flustered or feel like there's no point in trying because nothing gives him a reinforcement. Ready? So we'll bring him back over. I might try again. Ready? Yes. Okay, we got 2 toesies on there. Good. Oh, that's a nice big stretch, sir. That was very good. So you'll see that obviously as we're practicing, he's getting more comfortable, more confident with the behavior. Yes. He's too cute. And even if this, again, is not really scratching the board yet, it is a very good starting point. You're doing some good yoga moves, though. Nice stretches. So again, we'll do another little tossing of food. If again, he's not quite doing it yet, remember we're just reinforcing the starting point of where he's getting more closer to what we're hoping in the long run. So again, we'll try again, pause up. Yes, good boy. Such a smart boy. So we'll do another little find it. He is getting tired, so I'm not going to do it much longer. We might try that. Maybe we do this again next session. Ready? Scratch. Yes, good boy. Ready? Scratch. Yes, nice. So I'm going to lift it up just a little bit. So when he's planting that toe on. Ready? Scratch. Yes. Oh, that's very nice. We got 2 toes at once. Yes. So again, you'll see that within a few minutes, oh, that's a good stretch, sir, is that he's getting to be a little bit more comfortable with this concept. So again, I'm going to bring the food over, have him set it up. So again, right there, yes, and a feed for that. So then as he starts to apply those scratches to the board, you can see there are little claw marks. So his little toenails are targeting and getting on the sandpaper. Nice job. So we'll get his attention again. Scratch. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting winded. If you find that he's getting to the end of his session and he's having a little bit of a hard time, you can sometimes just help him get up, see if you can end on an easy note. Maybe we can try for one more, but if you really can't offer it, it's no big deal. So again, we'll see if we can get a little scratch. Yes, that was beautiful. So remember when trying something novel like a scratch board, there's all different varieties out there. This is just a flat one with like a little bit of an easel sort of set up on the back. You guys may find maybe you make your own. I've seen some that have a little compartment in the front. And so you put a couple snacks in it, you close the compartment while your puppy's watching, and they can smell through the board that there's snacks behind the little piece of wood. So as they're digging to try to get the snack out, when they go to apply one little foot or a little scratch moment, yes, and you open the compartment and let them find a snack or two. I've also seen some really cool scratch boards that are almost shaped like a W or an M. So as they're scratching, a lot of times what ends up happening on your puppy's 4 little toes in the front, they end up getting typically the 2 middle toes and the 2 other toes on the ends or the edges of their foot sometimes get missed a little bit. My guys, as I'm working them, I have them come at different angles, so then they do get the side fingernails or toenails as well. If you're finding he's having a harder time getting the outer toenails, that's where that curved scratch board could be very helpful. So the benefit of the curved scratch board is as he then goes to scratch, it's getting the 2 outer claws while also working the center 2 toenails. He did a really nice job. So we'll give him a little break from the scratch board, but I would say if we were to practice this probably at home as well, he would probably get really good at it. And I sometimes do it weekly or bi-weekly, and it makes my other pup, Tux, he's the one that does it, and he gets it a little bit easier than my other boy, Bill. But it's made his toenails beautiful. So his little claws look nice and little, so he still keeps that really nice form to his foot. For some puppies, remember that pain can start as simply as having toenails that are too long. And then as your puppy is compensating, they start to actually flatten their foot, and then their foot is no longer the right shape. And then the problem with that is as they're compensating in their feet, it throws sometimes their whole gait off. And then when you mess up the gait, it messes up the way maybe other parts of the body work, like his spine. And remember that a lot of reactivity or aggression cases stem from as simple as an ailment, about 80% of them from pain. So it could be, though, GI issues. It could be, for example, an ear infection, a toothache. So if your puppy is at times feeling uncomfortable in their toes, it can transition to other things down the road. So remember, just like even with horses, if there's an ailment with the foot, there's going to be a lot of other behavioral problems that come along with it, because a lot of cases are pain related that go undiagnosed or unrealized. So toenail health is really crucial for your puppy's well-being, especially into adulthood and then into senior as well. Because as they're starting to maybe lose muscle tone or their physique is not quite as what it once was when they were younger dogs, their ability to walk comfortably on their feet will affect how long they may even live into their older, riper ages. So toenail health, very important. But he did a really nice job with the scratch board. So we'll give him a little breather and we'll take a little break from the scratch board and do another couple skills.